Okay. Do you remember your first day to use the open source software? Yeah, I can clearly remember that. And I can clearly remember the first day to connect to the internet. Well, at the time, I was and I am sure that everything is inside the box in front of me, which is connected to the world. And at the time, no one told the security. But our world has been changed. Now, the open source software, the best treasure in the world, I believe, is facing a threat. So that's the reason why I'm here, and reason why you're here, I believe. Well, I'm Muuhh Ikeda from Cybertrust Japan. Do you know that Cybertrust Japan? No one. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So let me quickly introduce the Cybertrust Japan. Yep. Well, we have three pillars of business. The left side, which is the security. Actually, the Cybertrust Japan is the first commercial operator of CA in Japan, and we have over 20 years history. And right-hand side, OSS. We are providing a Linux distribution called Miracle Linux, which has also the over 20 years history. So probably this is the only one distribution for server from Japan, I believe. Before we had multiple distribution, but probably this is the only one as far as I know. And in between, the IoT. This is a fusion area of security and OSS, and I'm belonging to this. And IoT section is also providing the Linux distribution for embedded and IoT, EM Linux. So what I mean is our DNA is based on security and OSS. This is same as OpenSSF. So this is the second reason of I'm here. Well, so let me introduce the general activities regarding to the open source security and OpenSSF in Japan. First, last August, we had the OSS Security Summit Japan, and after that, we had a wrap-up meeting at our office. So thanks to Brian for coming. So we had a lot of discussion here. And this is my personal, not personal, well, the activity, wide promotion of OpenSSF in Japan. I had a few speeches, and the first one, the Japan Security Summit 2022, which was a virtual event, and my speech got the highest number of viewers in the event. So that means many person is interested in the security and OpenSSF in Japan. And breaking news, we decided to launch the OpenSSF Japan chapter. I got the endorsement from the Japan member, Cybozu and Renaissance Electronics. Initially, we have the closed meeting and to discuss about what is going on, what is the issue, and what is the challenge. And then we're opening the meeting to the public. That is a plan. Of course, the purpose of the meeting is to share and the challenge and the collaboration. But the second purpose is also the promotion of the OpenSSF in Japan. All right, so from now on, let me introduce the Cybertrust Japan's activities regarding to the open source security and OpenSSF, especially regarding to the 10 streams of security mobilization plan. So as you see, the 3 goals and the 10 streams are stated at the Open Source Security Summit at the White House in last May. Yep. And there are 10 streams, and we are focusing on especially the 5 areas. And now, let me introduce the activity regarding to 3. Stream 3, these are signature. And stream 9, SBOM Everywhere. And Stream 10, better supply chain security. So first, for Stream 3, digital signature. The mobilization plan, is 10 streams, clearly stating that the SIG store is the key technology. So we are jumping in the SIG store. But to be honest, we are very newbie for this area. So as usual, we are building trial and developing the feature for contribution. So we are doing that. And the middle-term goal of us is to operate the SIGSO servers in Japan. This is based on the experience from our CA experience. That means that if some severe incident happens, some government or some agency inspect the server record. But as you see, the jurisdiction, this is a very unfamiliar word for me, but the jurisdiction spans only domestic. So some critical user, for example, the infrastructure company like transportation, energy, financial or something, requires us to operate the server, the service inside the country. So this is the motivation of us to operate the SIG store inside Japan. So probably the SIG store is still the important infrastructure, but it will be more. So at the time, the critical user requires us. So we are preparing that. So we are setting the middle term of goal as to operate the SIG store inside Japan. But again, we are very newbie. So status of this item is taxiing to the runway, not flying, but we are flying. For Stream 3, number 2, so, oh, sorry, this is the page. For number 2, for Stream 9, SBOM Everywhere. So there are what we are doing, and there are what we will do. So the status is like taking off, but let me introduce that. So first, we are providing our products, adopting the SBOM. So we are in the unique position because we have the distribution, which is the generator of the SBOM. And on the other hand, we have the vulnerability management system, Miracle Valhammer, which is a user of the SBOM. That means we can collect the many use cases from the customers and the users. So that's a nice position. So this is the first contribution point, I believe. So we are collecting the use cases and work together with the community. And we are actually doing the SBOM promotion in Japan in some private seminar or public seminar. So, and this is what is going on. And as you see, the SBOM format is very important. Now I see the SPDX and the Cyclone DX as a measure, but we are focusing on the SPDX because the openness of the SPDX. Of course, I understand that the Cyclone DX is also the important, but our focusing point is now on SPDX. That our activity related to the SBOM. So the status is taking off. The number 3, for Stream 10, a better supply chain security. We've been a lot of things here because we have 2 distributions. The distribution is a key point of supply chain security. First, the CIP, Civil Infrastructure Platform, which is a project under the Linux Foundation, and which is providing a long support for Linux kernel on the Linux user run. So we are distributing, we are contributing a lot for them because the EM Linux, the Linux distribution from us with a long support is based on this project. So this is our lifeline. And the kernel CI. So of course, distribution needs to test and test again and again. So we are contributing for this a lot. And actually, my colleague is a mentor of some project under kernel CI, and who is also the TSC technical steering committee member. And Linux kernel, of course, we are backporting many bug fixes to LTS kernels mainly. Yakta project. The EM Linux is based on the Yakt, so we are bug fixing and feature development. We are contributing a lot for Yakt. And my colleagues also, the Yakt ambassador, who is the only one ambassador from APAC area. And at last, MetaDebian. The distribution's user LAN is based on the Debian, so we are contributing a lot for that. So the status is in flight. So we are keeping on. All right, I'm saying we are doing and we will do, but at last I will introduce why we can do that, why we can contribute. So first thing, so this is a signature because we are root C operator with over 20 years experience. So we have a lot of experience to operate the critical infrastructure for internet security. So this has to be the contribution point for community. So I believe we can contribute that to the community from our experience. And second, SBOM. So as I said, we are very on the unique position for users and creators. So we can collect a lot of use cases. And everything is related to the SBOM because the SBOM is a key factor because SBOM is everywhere, right? And third, better supply chain. So as you see, we are providing a two distribution. So that's a key part. The distribution is a key part to provide the open source security. So we can contribute a lot. All right. So as I told, we are taxiing to the runway, taking off, and in flight, many status. But the one thing is, we are crew and simultaneously a passenger of a community flight. So we are flying with you. All right, so let's fly higher together. We are doing that. So at the point we are newbie, and at the point that we are experts. So let me know if you have some challenge and the issues. So let's collaborate. Let's fly higher. Thank you so much.